don't know,
We can
dismantled
talk
it.
about that almost how it's like our ever growing battle for decent online net play has effectively ruined a huge part of the fighting game community experience because people could just stay at
Yes.
home and have like extremely high quality net play and play some of the best people in the world. Like it was the whole point was to travel so that you could effectively dominate an arcade on their home turf, like in the
Yep.
same way that you would go to away games and shit. Like for sports, it was the whole idea was to travel to some place and then find out who's the best and like give them to me and then go get them, you know, like that was the reason we went to places and did that stuff when we could even afford to drive and go there.
Right.
So nowadays it's like it's so different, like dude, if you just want to if you just want to become good at a fighting game, dude, you just rank up. Like that's it.
Yep.
You just get into ranked and get into higher ranks and you'll get a level. You won't become tournament viable, but because that's a completely different skill set of performing in front of people live, right? And being able to handle the pressure. But dude, like actually getting access to high level players to become better was quite literally how the FGC was gate kept in the early 2000s, like late
Yes.
90s, early 2000s. That's how it was gate kept.
Yeah, it was a very big different experience. I mean, like in the Street Fighter 4 era, like I would just travel to wherever the players were because if people watching this don't understand how it was before good rollback was a standard, like you just could not play online. Or if you did, you either had a very limited subset of people you could actually play with proper delay based like delay set, and that's limited by your geographical region, how far away you are from these players. And then even then, sometimes the netcode is still terrible, even with close geographical proximity. And so you were just so limited in what you could play. And the meta that would develop in delay-based netcode was a different game. Like
Yep.
characters like in Street Fighter 4, Blanca and T-Hawk were godlike and crappy online games because you would drop all your combos and it was impossible to punish like Blanca electricity or like other moves
Yep.
that had like frame perfect timing to punish. And so it was like Bizarro Land playing online, and so being good at online was actually seen as like, oh, you're kind of stinky. Like, like you play online,
Yeah. So
like you're not good. Like that's a fake.
it's a meme as well and part of my early content, which is the term the online warrior, right?
Mm,
And it was a self-referential kind of like aware term that like, oh, you're kind of trashy. Like that is it's like
right.
an acceptance of like the way this play is accepted is that it's a little trashy. Let's get you beyond this, or at least find a point where you can accept that this is the way it is. It was the title of like a ton of series back in the day, but I realized that as that was going on, like a lot of the games that were online warrior associated ended up getting like much better net play. And it was like, oh no, like some of the best players just play this shit now. Like this is just the
Right.
way it is. So it was watching that happen over time that like, oh, you're not just some scrubby online dude that this can't translate to an offline environment. You would be ass. I watched that change in real time. It was
Mm.
very bizarre.
You know what's funny is doing research to prep for this, I saw that series and I actually forgot that connotation because I didn't clock that immediately until you mentioned it right now. I was like, oh yeah, you're being self-deprecating now. Like I didn't
Oh yeah.
realize that because it's lost that meaning to a degree because that was literally what people would call you if you showed up to a offline tournament and people knew you from online gameplay alone. You were called an
Hmm.
online warrior as a way to write you off. And now like
Yes.
the best players are playing online all the time. And
It's the only way.
yeah, it's the best way to get practice at that level. But like you mentioned, it kind of killing a certain aspect of the FGC. I feel like the main thing is when you had these isolated physical regions that you had to get to, that friction was like part of I think what got you to be so invested in what you're doing
Yes.
because like you're physically getting into a vehicle, your carpool, you're doing whatever you can to make it possible to show up to someone's garage or random hotel ballroom or random barcade that is set up to host a random monthly or a weekly local,
You
and
have
so
to
that
put
gets
in
you
effort.
invested. And on top of that, it provided stepping stones. Right now, in Street Fighter 6, for example, if you think you're nice, you can sign up for TNS and fight Punk, Knuckle Dew, sometimes
Yeah.
Mena RD. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way for you to be in your bubble and to get an inflated sense of ego like you could in the past. Before being regionally locked, like you're in some random state, some random city, and you're the best one there. You're like, oh, we're kind of nice. We're the best. Let's go travel over here to challenge this other random state, other random city, because we think we're nicer than them. And you
Yeah.
can think you're the best in the world in your tiny little bubble. And now with online play, you're in the ocean. You're a small fish in the ocean
Very
with the
true.
sharks all the time. And I think that removed stepping stones And I think that's the big problem with the online based community is we have not adapted a way to change our formats and our community engagement to provide those easy access stepping stones, because either you're the best in the world or you're
Yes.
0-2 fodder. Like, it's very
That's literally the
harsh.
way it is now, man.
Hopefully you enjoyed that trash talk or extra trashy clip. If you want to see the full episode that clip came from, go ahead and click the link right over here. Otherwise, YouTube thinks you might enjoy this video right here. And for the trashiest amongst you, we get the merch right over there.
Yeah, that's right.